Okay, let's send it down to Garrett James in St. George. He's enjoying the good weather too, just like the Bison were, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Maybe just a little bit less hairy, making the temperatures feel a little bit more bearable. However, take a look at this. It was hot today for Salt Lake City. Close to a record high. We almost broke it, but we just tied it. The record goes back to 1936 at 81 degrees. The average high for this time of the year, 61 degrees for Salt Lake City, so well above average. But what were highs across the state? 81 Salt Lake City, 80 Wendover, 81 in Green River, 79 Moab, 81 Hanksville, 86 in St. George. So honestly, a little bit toasty down here, a little too toasty for my liking. I'm like the 75-degree mark, just a little bit better. However, the one thing I am not liking is the high pollen counts, and we've got high pollen counts all across the state, and they're only going to climb. Take a look at this for the Wasatch Front. It was right on the cusp of being in that red category you saw on the last graphic, but tomorrow and Sunday going to definitely be in that red category, as those levels will climb up to extreme. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the upper level futurecast. We've got some changes on the way. That high pressure, it's sliding out of the way, and as it does so, it's getting replaced with low pressure. That low pressure, it's going to be working its way into the area late Sunday into Monday, and once it does so, it's going to bring the potential for a little bit of wet weather with it. And then we're tracking a couple of systems. However, there's a couple of things that I want you to take note of, and it's the path of these low pressure systems. These are going to split. The first one is going to try and go a little bit more east, but this next one, it's actually going to try and drop a little bit to the south. Not much, and that's the thing. If it can drop further to the south, we might be a little bit cooler at the end of next week. However, as of right now, it looks like high pressure will kind of keep those low pressure systems just to the north as of right now. Let's take a look at the radar. We do see a little bit of green out there, but not too much, and they should be dissipating here before too much longer, and after that will be drying out. There we can see our next system trying to enter the area by Sunday, but it's not going to be until Sunday night into Monday when we see that next system really try and work its way into the area and provide that potential for wet weather for the Beehive State. And after that, things could be dry, but it does show maybe a slight little shower being possible on Wednesday. Let's take a look at temperatures out there right now, seeing a couple of 70s, but mainly in the 50s and 60s, with lows tonight falling into the 40s and 50s. 53 for St. George and Salt Lake City, and tomorrow's highs mainly in the 70s, but the low 80s for St. George. Here's a look at the Wasatch Front 7-day. It shows temperatures falling into the low 60s by Monday, with rain chances, and 50s on Wednesday, also with a chance for a little bit of rain. St. George, on the other hand, mainly going to be dry, but temperatures still staying in the 70s and 80s.
Garrett, thanks. Boy, we got to talk about